Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be video number 7 of the Allure magazine recreation series here on my channel. If this is your first video of the series that you're watching, this series I recreate some of the looks found in Allure magazine, my favorite magazine. And I pretty much just showed you guys that you can create these same looks at home with products that you have. If you would like to see how I got this look, then just keep on watching. So I think this is my second look out of the October issue. Yeah, my last one I did of this look. And today I'm going to be recreating actually a Maybelline ad for the City Mini palette. This look right here. I don't actually have the City Mini palette, so I pulled together some of my palettes to where I can try to recreate it the exact same way, just without the palette. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually my eyes. I'm not going to do my face makeup yet, but I do want to prime before I get started, just so my primer has a chance to sink in while I'm doing my eye makeup. So I'm going to be priming with the Josie Maran Moonstone drops, which if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I've become obsessed with this product, and the other product is in my bathroom, the Josie Maran Argan Oil Reserve. These two products I've just been in love with. I use this one to prime, and I use the Argan Oil Reserve at nights for my nighttime skincare routine. Well, in my nighttime skincare routine. Just applying this all over. So the first thing I'm going to do is prime my eyelids, and I'm going to use concealer today because it's the lightest thing that I have in my collection. I don't really have a eyeshadow base that's super light that I like other than concealer. So I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer, and this one is in the shade Fair Neutral. So it's going to be pretty light on me, which is exactly what I want because I'm doing bold colors and I want to make sure that the eyeshadows show up. So I'll just apply that and blend it in, and I'm going to make sure that I bring it in this inner corner and up to the brow bone. It doesn't have to be perfect. I went a little outside of my eye right here just because I want to make sure that it covers the whole area, and I'm not really trying to be precise at this point because I know I'm going to clean it up with my under eye concealer and foundation. And then I'm just going to set it with my CoverGirl Loose setting powder, and this is in the shade Translucent Medium. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and put my eyeshadow brow bone highlight, and I'm using the shade Peach Smoothie from Makeup Geek. The next shade, I'm going to mix Latte from Makeup Geek and Caramel from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and just blend this in the crease area with a little bit more of Caramel than Latte. Looking at her eyes, it looks like she first has a pink that's going into the crease and then circling around to the lower lash line. Then she has purple and then a teal shade, and then liner and mascara. So I'm going to go in with the pink now because you always want to lay down a transition color because everything just blends a lot easier after you do that. So I'm using the NYX Ultimate Multi Finish eyeshadow palette, which is a pretty cool eyeshadow palette because they have 3 finishes for the exact same shade. So you have matte shades at the top, then you have more of a satiny finish in the middle, and then a shimmer at the bottom. That is pretty cool. So I'm going to start with this shade in my crease. So I'm going in with a smaller brush for this because you can clearly see the difference in the shades for her look. So I want to make sure that I get a good amount of this pink in the crease area so it is still visible when I apply the other shades. I'm making sure to bring it kind of outwards because she does have it circled around to her lower lash line. So then I'm going to take the shade Metalhead from the Urban Decay Heavy Metal eyeshadow palette. And this shade does have some shimmer in it, but I think it's going to work. So I'm applying this right below that pink. These shadows blend really nice out of the NYX palette. It's a really good palette if you like color every now and then. Well, at least the mattes are. I haven't tried the shimmer or the satin ones. So for the lid shade, I'm going to take the matte version of the teal shade. So even though I already added the teal on this side, I'm just gonna dab some of the concealer right on the lid, and then this way that the base is gonna be a little tacky, so that teal shade should stick on a lot better. So I'm going to kind of bring up the shade into the crease just so that the purple and the teal shade doesn't abruptly stop at the crease. Now for the waterline, it looks like she doesn't have black, but more so of a dark brown in her waterline. Black would be more so like her actual eye color. So I'm going to take the Urban Decay 24/7 eyeliner in the shade Demolition. Then I'm going to go ahead and apply the pink on the lower lash line and connect it to the crease. She has a thin black line on her top lash line, so I'm going to add that now. I really like how this is turning out. So I'm going to use this bent liner brush from Sigma just because I feel like it'll lay on my lash line good. And I'm creating this line with the Sigma Wicked Gel Liner. And then for mascara, I'm going to use the Josie Maran Argan Black Oil Mascara. So for foundation, I'm going to use the Revlon INSTA-FILTER foundation. And guess what I did? I took off that sponge thing, and it was actually pretty easy to come off. I just ripped it off with some scissors. I didn't even have to cut it. I just took the scissors and ripped it, just in case you wanted to do the same thing I did. So I'm going to pump some out onto my brush, which this is the difficult part because you gotta pump it with one hand because you gotta hold the brush. Gotta be careful by the brows. What's a restaurant you guys like is like a addiction, or a fast food place that's an addiction? I think I eat way too much Chick-fil-A, like way too much. It's a sickness, I'm convinced. This foundation is typically not this dewy. It just is this dewy because I use more of an oil-based primer. So if you use something more matte, or if you just don't use a primer at all, then this foundation will apply a lot more matte. The next thing I'm going to do is conceal underneath my eyes, and I could have just used the foundation, honestly, I could have. I'm going to use the Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer, and this one is in the shade Dark Golden, which is pretty much my skin tone, because if you take a look at, if you see this in person, it doesn't look like she has on a lot of highlighted concealer. It kind of looks like her under eye matches her foundation. So I could have just used the foundation, but concealer tends to have a lot more coverage, so I'm using Dark Golden instead. So I'm going to use the same powder I used to set the eyeshadow base. I'm going to bring this powder pretty much all over the face. And then in her contour area, it doesn't look like she has on a bronzer, more so of a cool tone contour shade. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the Smashbox contour palette, this shade right here. And then for a little bit of blush, I'm going to use the Revlon Orchid Charm blush. Her highlight looks more of a non-shimmery glow. So I'm going to use the MAC. This is actually limited edition in their holiday collection, but I'm using the Happy Go Dazzlingly face powder. Pretty much is a face powder. It just has a bit of glow to it. Just applying it in the areas that she kind of has a glow. Top of the cheek, on the nose. Okay, so her lip color is a really dark purple shade. So I'm going to use the NYX Liquid Suede Lip in the shade Oh, Put It On. And yeah, I'm not going to use a lip liner. I'm just going to be very careful. Thank you guys so much for watching this series. If you missed the last video, I'll have it here. And if you would like to subscribe to my channel, you can click my face right here. Make sure that you thumbs up this video, and I promise I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.